first section of that, there's a comment from you with regard to the precedent set by justices will act as common law as noted in, and I'm not sure. I just want to get a better understanding of what you're going at with that, so I can clean it up accordingly.
Absolutely. So right now it says legislation from the Department of Justice that is enacted as a part of the outcome of a judicial proceeding must be posted on the City Hall section of the government website and will be enacted immediately. I believe that's intended to mean that any precedent set in common law that is enacted as a part of it. I think by saying legislation, it may add a layer of confusion.
Oh, I see your point. Okay. More of a apples in our basket than the legislative bodies, which I agree with, actually.
Yep.
By the Department of Justice as does that clean that up? Updates to case in common law.
Case in common law made by the Department of Justice and part of the outcome. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Wait, Turner next.
Such that the SAMA stuff isn't open to public contest, just a constitutionality review. I made that change accordingly, so that's done.
Beautiful.
The last thing that came up was how to submit a notification for a contest and whether or not that could be done by just emailing a judge.
I believe I made a suggestion in there.
Yeah, I don't know that that's, I haven't gotten any response on that, so I don't know that that's possible or how timely that would be if it was possible.
I believe there is a way similar to court. So, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Today, when a case is put up on the docket, it is the requirement of the individual putting up the docket to at each and every individual. Sometimes that falls on a judge to assist, since it's hard to find people.
Yeah.
But perhaps something that could be done is we create just like a thread, right, with that is deleted and changed every time there's like a change or whatever, where like it's got the mayors in it and it's got all the justices in it and maybe judges. So anytime a new law is put up, we just copy and paste all those ats and drop it in, and then all, like, effectively what we're doing is it becomes like a subscription. Everybody that needs to know that is contested gets thrown up. You know what I mean? So we do that anytime a new law is put in, but the same set would be put up where, let's say I'm contesting, Mumbles puts up something and someone wants to contest it, they could say, hey, I have submitted my contest to so-and-so, and they put all the ats in there. You know what I mean?
So without even having to do the ads, why can't they just post it in the actual legislation proposal? In the City Hall section of the site where we just put up the proposal, if they submit a contest, they can just put proof of the signatures of the payment directly in the legislation.
The only issue with that is that only certain members of the public can actually post on the City Hall tab.
Oh, wait,
is that
really?
True? No, only certain people can create new threads there. But anybody
so you
can
want
post,
it in response to the same thread as the... Oh, I thought... Isn't that not how we've already been doing it?
No, they've had to notify a judge or justice in person.
Oh, well, that's... No, I hate that.
Why don't they just post it on there? Because, I mean, if you think about it, that's how we gather candidates for elections. So anybody can definitely post in there.
I also... the only question is... one reason why those names weren't released in the past is to protect people that may be contesting, like signatories, right? Contesting, and getting ousted, like put out there, like the names put out there.
So how about a middle ground? The person then would have to submit on the thread that there is a contest, and then we can get a separate, either an email or a notebook with those signatures to protect privacy.
I'm gonna be honest, that should be public information.
I don't necessarily think it should be.
If you're signing a petition to contest a public law, it should be noted that you were an individual contesting that.
I mean,
why that would be.
I agree.
What if somebody FOIA'd that?
I kind of lean to agreement there. Like if you are putting your name out there and saying like, I disagree with this thing, and we are now generating an entire audit around it to hide your name is a little strange.
How would you also verify that there'd be no public?
We would still get the list of names. We would verify it like we always do.
If somebody else in the general public wanted to verify if somebody actually did put their name on that list, I don't know. Like I said, if somebody FOIA'd that information, I don't know how we would withhold it.
Okay, so we're talking about a hypothetical here. I'm willing to entertain this, but if this ever does come up to a point where these are used in a bad faith kind of way, this might be a conversation we need to have in the future.
You mean like people start getting clapped type shit? Or
yes. I'm very well aware of the state that we live in. Oh, sorry, what were you saying, Weiss?
If people are getting clapped over a legislative proposal, I mean, that's kind of wild.
People have been clapped for less.
Remember what happened in that seat Delv was sitting in?
It was one more seat over, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you really are worried about it and it's that big of a deal, then just pay the fee to not have to get public signatures.
I mean,
it's really
true.
To counter your voice, why don't we let people FOIA ballots then?
That's different.
Yeah, I agree with.
I mean, we don't have that information available, even if they did try to FOIA it. I don't know who voted for who. I doubt
Again,
it.
my only reservation is the right to privacy here. That is a constitutional right. But again, if we see it being used in bad faith, then we can open the conversation again.
Okay. I'll get that updated accordingly then. I think that's literally it. That's the end. Are we good with that fix? Are we good with
love it
this getting posted today?
And just for clarity, I'm good either way, to be honest. Like I don't think our cabinet would be pressed whichever way it leaned, right? That only the judges can see it or it becomes a public thing. I think both are cool, you know.
I think we'll keep it public for now and see how it goes. I just, it's good to have these conversations now and everyone just being aware of it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Good to keep on the radar.
Exactly.
Okay. Do any of y'all have anything to bring up today?
Do we want to talk about the Marshall one, or are we going to keep working on that ourselves with a few individuals who have given notes?
We can keep working on that. What I do want to ask, would there be an objection to, in the meantime, a one-line sentence change of the existing legislation that changes the sentence of a justice must be the director to the new concept of the director being an independent person being appointed while we work through the rest of the issues?
I think that sounds pretty good, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll withdraw the one that's up there right now. I'll put up the one-line amendment proposal while we work on the revamped version, and we can post that once we come to an agreement on all that stuff.
Was it contested?
What's that?
No, I don't believe it. Was it? But we paused the timer.
You paused the timer on it. So, yeah.
There was an audit against the original one that I had a larger conversation with the person who did have a worry about it. And we have found a different kind of avenue we're going to entertain. And then I did say if that doesn't satisfy what he wants, then he can go ahead with the audit. I'm just hoping to have a conversation first before we pull any triggers.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I missed the courtroom, and I did not ever intend on staying in the position of director of the marshals for this long. Kind of always intended to have this fixed by now, so I want to get that part fixed. We'll appoint an independent director, and then we can work on the legislation in the meantime and get that done.
Cool.
Two other things that are coming down the DOJ pipeline. If we're moving on from the Marshall legislation,
may I ask something about Marshall legislation, just real quick? There is a line in there that states that the director is, and I didn't put the comment there because I thought this would be a more appropriate forum. It states that the director of the marshals will be picked by a unanimous vote by the justices, and they will be removed by a majority vote. With 6 justices that are currently in, how do y'all arrive at a unanimous decision? Does that not open the door for a deadlock, effectively?
So if there was a deadlock in a vacancy situation, there'd be an interim director, just kind of like the same thing. There's an interim chief or an interim sheriff. It's essentially usually the next highest ranking individual in the department, until there is a new person appointed.
It may be worth putting a language in there. And I say this more like when I'm reviewing this, I'm kind of thinking if these laws exist a year from now and everyone in this room is gone, that we're sort of leaving behind a blueprint of sorts in the legislation. Right. So
if not, they'll be asking these questions themselves and not wondering, and then wondering about what they should be doing if they're in that situation.
Yep.
The other thing is give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm speaking correctly. Yeah, I mean, they would come down to a unanimous vote, but that is possible and has happened. I mean, we came to a unanimous vote to make Murray a justice, for example.
We understand I mean, like you're saying, though, Nino, in a year's time, we don't know exactly who will be sitting justices, but I think the current cabinet realize how important a decision like that is, and we wouldn't let a fail-safe happen. We'd either, move it on or...
You do like 12 Angry... Like, you ever see the movie 12 Angry Men?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a fucking good movie. That's a... Right? Show of hands. Who's seen 12 Angry Men?
Does reading the book count?
I was going to say everyone who is...
I've
Sean
not
Danielson,
seen
I swear to God, I will put you on suspension until you watch this movie.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It is amazing.
One thing I think would be worth adding, and I pulling this from the judicial powers legislation, we'll probably put a timer in for a vote on it, so that if there's a non-responsive thing, that it's an automatic abstain type deal. Like a vote is put up, and if nobody, if you don't, you have 72 hours to vote, and if it's unanimous vote, other than people who just haven't voted, then that'll
you could do the Pope and send a different colored smoke.
You're gonna have to repeat that. I'm gonna be
honest. One more time there, Murray.
Like the Pope. You send us different colored smoke. So Pope and the Pope.
The white and the black smoke. When the Pope dies, the white and black smoke, or black smoke and then white smoke when they pick a new one.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. We'll cook on that a little bit more, but I'll put up the change from it being a justice being the director to it being an independent director as a single line change tonight.
All right, hell yeah.
Okay.
Anything else with that legislation?
No, I think I think it's in a good spot.
Hell yeah. Okay, there's 2 other things coming down the pipeline from the DOJ. The first one being we were waiting until the other 2 legislations or 3 legislations went through. But Murray and I have been cooking on a amendment for the search and seizure legislation. Okay. So that there will be an avenue and a process now for overturning search warrants, where it will not be in the main case. It'll be a separate deposition that will be entirely questioning the integrity of the actual search warrant that will go against a panel of judges and justices. So it's not just one of us making the decision.
Yeah.
This is something I've talked to PD
no, that's amazing.
And they are a fan of.
Love this too. I think this is amazing.
So that'll be coming down hopefully either tomorrow or I don't know.
Wait, why are you guys saying bruh? That's great.
Have been going through.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Is something that I've been given from PD. 1 second, I'll put it in our channel.
Is it the racing thing?
Yes, it's the new VAF system for street racing.
Oh,
Surely this will not get contested by the public.
So I'm gonna also share with you guys something that Turner spun up. Actually, you know what? Let's wait until you guys publish it, or maybe give it to us. We've gotten some pretty good feedback from, let's just say constituents, and
okay,
yeah,
would love to hear that because yeah, we've done a bit of a avenue where we've obviously had this present to us by PD. But we did reach out to a few members of the public who participated in the legal street racing event, and we're getting their opinions on it. There are some reservations. There are some hesitations. I can 100% understand why. But I will say there is not many penalties happening right now for street racing. We have zero ability to actually change impound fees. So there's no way to like scale that in any way, shape, or form. And we are, I mean, you guys all know that we had a massive penal code meeting on Monday, which I think we're posting soon, question mark?
Yep. Yeah. Should be, we're finishing up this weekend, basically.
So that's coming very, very soon. But so street racing, the charge itself is extremely low. There's really not much, especially when we're having PD tell us how they're seizing like 4 vehicles per street race when they're trying to apprehend, and they only ever get one person apprehended. We understand these cars are worth, some of them are worth millions of dollars. But if they're used in such a reckless and violent way, there's an argument where these be used as a proper VAF strike, which I don't necessarily feel like is justified. So this is a separate system just for street racing, where I think it would go to 9 strikes before the car is seized.
I think we're on very similar pages then. Yeah, that's kind of what we've been cooking.
Okay, cool.
If possible, if you could share yours and we can share ours, and it already sounds like it's very aligned.
Okay, great.
She just put it in the intersection.
Beautiful
thing there.
So feel free to take a look at that. But I think those are the only, well, I guess, and the penal code.
On
obviously.
the note, of the penal code. I do have a request of both of you. I believe right now, based on what we looked at, from your guys' end, the time slider is all the way down and the fine slider is all the way up, like minus 25 plus 25%.
It shouldn't be.
That's how it seems to be. Just if on both your ends, if you could please make sure, just set the sliders to base 0, without unchanged. We're gonna put in the new penal code, and then we can, if you want to modify it from there, obviously that's within your right.
Yeah.
But kind of want to set the baseline as what we're putting it in as.
I'm gonna go check mine just real quick. Only in the event that there's some technical issues
wrong.
Yeah. Fair enough.
There shouldn't be. Okay. I mean, I'm going to leave it there and then we'll talk about it because it's at 125 and it's always been like that. I'm nervous to change it anywhere else because that was the historic baseline. All right.
For maritime piracy? Isn't that
I'm just using that as an example charge.
It's for robbing the cargo ship.
I mean, like, piracy could happen on land, too.
Yeah. So...
Not based on the definition of it. Anyway.
What's up?
So the fine slider is at 125%.
Okay.
It has been there for probably a year.
Long time.
Yeah.
It's been there for a long time.
Now, I could move it back to 100%, or we keep that as our 0% so as not to,
So we're gonna update it. Like we're gonna put fines to kind of in line with modern times of what they should be. So if you want to put it back to 100, and then if you want to ratchet it up or down from there, that'll be fine.
Okay. Sounds
good. Might be, a day or two that it's a little bit lower fines, but oh no, I think that we're doing fine on money.
Okay. Oh,
Unless you guys
shit.
are hurting for cash.
Well,
no, we're fine.
we don't get restitutions there, Weiss.
Yep. I guess your police departments get it, right?
Yep.
The little cut of the fines.
I would love, and I personally would love to see restitutions coming to the county itself, so that can be then used as a reserve for like civilian, like, you know, stuff.
Isn't that like the main way that PDs get their money though?
Well, I want both 25%, 25%, 50%. Right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. So like imagine like someone got kidnapped, right? And people got charged for it. You could imagine restitution fees, or, you know, there's a lot of cool things I think that could be done with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think that whole system needs looking at, of the billing and the cut back to the departments, and like, oh, it's a big scene. We're gonna process them all at one department, but like half the officers involved are from a different department. But because they're being processed in a particular location, I don't know. That whole
there are things that like mumbles in myself. I know this is something that has been on the table, but you know, we got to bring it up right now. Is that we do have a way to see what's coming in and out, and so nothing prevents us from, you know, funding each other, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as you guys are both doing final money and you're working together collaboratively, that seems fine to me. I guess we don't have to do institutional overhaul, but
oh my God, thank you.
Something to think about.
That's my nice way of saying, like,
but yeah, anyway,
stay in your lane, bitch.
Yeah, if we just set them back to zero baseline of what they should be. We should get that implemented in the next couple days, and we will go from there as to if we need to tune things up, down. I'll be honest, I'd prefer, rather than doing it in mass to the whole penal code, we'd look charge by charge if there's anything particular issues that need modifying, and we can do that if there's any issues.
So, historic. Stop calling me.
Oh, Mr.
Bobby. What was I gonna say? So is it? Yeah. So historically, so a lot of these things haven't really been touched too much. I'd say. And as a consequence, the big question of like, penal code is inherently legislation, right? So what is the mechanism by which it then gets populated, and what if there is pushback from the public in one direction or the other, or the police department in one way or another? How do you sort of envision that being handled?
Pushback in what way?
You know, let's say PD's like, yo, that's way too low. Or like, you know, the public is like, yo, that's too high, or whatever it may be, right? Do you see a world where their opinion should apply to this, should not apply to this? I'm trying to get your sense on it. I'm personally like, you know, I don't think I'm heavy
like having
one
a
way or
range
another.
of fines where people could argue the high end or the low end.
No, rather, let's say there's pushback on the penal code in and of itself. Any updates?
Oh, got it.
Well,
if there's
we
any
are the
particular
mechanism.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I would
Weiss.
say they bring those concerns forward to us, right? And then we can talk amongst the justices on how to balance, because it's a delicate balance, right? Obviously, PD is going to think things are too low. People committing the crimes are going to think they're too high, right?
Yep.
And or maybe there's something that's made illegal that the people committing that crime are going to be unhappy that it's illegal, right?
Absolutely.
We have to expect that, and it can't necessarily be that just making something illegal or a modification of the penal code would be publicly contestable, because obviously they're not going to want it to be illegal, right? Like no shit. But there needs to be an open avenue and dialogue for those conversations, and I think we've been doing a better job in recent times of having members of the judiciary readily available for conversations. I don't think there's been a lot of time in the last couple weeks, month plus, where there's not been at least one judge around somewhere to have a conversation with on the lemon list. Between John and Murray and Arcadia and some of the magistrates that are around, I feel like there's been people around the clock constantly. So getting in touch with one of us to have that conversation, I feel like, is not extremely difficult. And just
I've had notes brought to me for the penal code from all avenues of life: citizens, criminals, PD, and I like that we are able to find a bit of a middle ground from these different perspectives.
All right. That is perfect. Yeah, I don't really want to see any. I think this is the appropriate mechanism, to be honest, because I do agree with you. Is that people should be going to you guys. Otherwise, it's going to turn into a shit show.
Yeah.
No, that is definitely the appropriate avenue. And the
also,
good thing is there's a variety of opinions amongst the justices in coming to these and the judges. We don't make these decisions on our own.
Mm-hmm.
We loop in the opinions of our, it starts off at the level of the court clerks, and then the judges and all how the magistrates and judges have their opinions. Ultimately, it comes onto the justices for a vote. But there's varying opinions on all sides of hard one-line, protection of civil and individual rights, and some that are more in favor of enforcement and the PD type stuff. So you get a wide variety of opinions that all comes down to what we'd like to think is a middle ground. That achieves the objectives of the state and the need of enforcement and balances that with the individual civil liberties.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why it's good that there's not like a chief justice or one person in charge of our branch. We've got a multi-headed dragon.
So we can all equally tell each other to go fuck each other. It's great.
Well, it's not
like
entirely true. Penal code technically is
Judge Bo wants to bring him back though, and I'm
in the constitutional right of the counties, but I'm not going to argue it because I don't want to deal with the penal code.
Not here.
But if someone really wanted to, it's in the Constitution. They have only given themselves the authority. I'm not bringing it up though because I don't want to touch the penal code.
Yeah,
I'd rather say go to the DOJ.
Talk about it here or like privately.
Yeah, I want to find something. I want to achieve what you're looking to do, but obviously find a constitutional way to do it that's not infringing on people's right to free speech and whatnot.
Of course.
Also, yeah, our Constitution does specifically state that it does not require, you are not allowed, we cannot put in any licensing requirement for melee weapons.
Depends what you refer to as a melee weapon, though.
What if it was a ceremonial sword?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a difference between a melee weapon. I mean, that doesn't really give you the opportunity to, like... I suppose you wouldn't want people to have weapons that can cause significant bodily trauma.
I mean, the problem is whether I would want that or not. The Constitution specifically states that no licenses are required for melee weapons, and no matter how we argue it,
man. It'd be cool.
So the definition of a melee weapon is weapons used in close quarters combat that deal damage through physical contact. I'm sorry, like our Constitution is supremacy. We've run this.
Yeah, it's a sword. A sword is a melee weapon. I don't know how we argue that it isn't.
What about a knife?
To be honest, a knife is absolutely a melee weapon. We can't license a requirement for a knife. That is.
I've got ideas around that.
I see. I get it.
Yeah, knives, brass knuckles, wrenches, swords, any melee weapon, there cannot be a license requirement for the Constitution.
What if you hit someone really hard with a gun?
Okay.
You could use a ranged weapon as a melee weapon in close quarter combat, but that doesn't inherently make it a melee weapon.
Yeah, the gun would have to be disabled in a way it is no longer considered a firearm.
What if you put a bayonet on the end of a gun?
Yes.
Or throw a sword at someone from really far away.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
We'll find the solution. We'll have a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the night one is probably easier to figure out than the vibe killer one. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to slice and dice that one in a way that makes it anything meaningful to what you're trying to make it.
We got this.
I'm gonna change your mind after this. We'll have a talk after.
Okay. All right. I'm down to be swayed or find a method, like I said, to fix it. I just the obvious concerns of what is
a gun blade?
Free expression and speech from one individual may be considered killing somebody else's vibe.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we can stop that person from expressing themselves or saying whatever it is they want to say, unless it crosses to the line of harassment or violent speech.
You mentioned in the response to the subjectivity based, and that applies unless you have a panel of comedic geniuses who are in charge of defining what is the vibe.
But right,
just killed the Vibe Princess.
That's not
Okay, but
illegal.
see, that's subjective. That's a great example of how it's entirely subjective. Well, I didn't think she killed the vibe,
Yeah,
but Mumbles did.
That is the problem. And then also, you know, the vibe court, and then automatically finding people guilty if the other one is found not guilty. The officers are found guilty if the other person's not found guilty. That's
What's wrong with that?
due process violation.
What?
Okay.
We'll clear it all up after.
Yeah, we'll work on
Yeah,
it.
that sounds
We'll work
great.
on it. All right.
Okay. I think that was everything from the DOJ. Is there anything else we needed to touch base on?
I'm good for today.
I'm sure there's some things, but we wanted to wait for the next one and allow this to be focused on like outstanding items, I think. Oh, Archibald, don't you have a list? Am I tripping?
Oh, the stuff from the we've already went over, I believe.
You were
the stuff that
whispering.
It was V3, I think, mainly, right?
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Let me look over what I had before because there wasn't much to it. The only things that we had that I wrote, case law stuff considering the good faith exception, overturning search warrants. We just talked about that. V3, we talked about that. Setting up a proper meeting schedule. If we want to get into that, that's the only other thing I think we haven't completely touched on.
I think
fuck
we
with this
found
time.
our time.
Yeah. This is,
Yeah. This is good for everybody?
Yeah.
I have bad news.
No, Mumbles, please.
What's up?
I can only do Saturdays from here on out.
Okay. Can we do
Mumbles just
Saturdays
killed
at
the vibe.
like?
Sorry.
How long did this ran for? Not that long. I mean, as long as we can keep the meetings to like an hour and a half, that's chilling. Like, can we do like Saturdays at 4 Eastern?
Yes, I can do that.
I think that I'm looking at the little meeting.
Saturdays
availability
suck,
thingy. It seems
man!
Like this is overlapping time for everyone.
Yeah,
Does
that's
that work for you, Nino? think we're
I
doing-
need to get back to you guys on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pop in if
Yep.
whenever you know if that works for you.
All right.
And we'll get that sorted.
No, Saturday.
Mumbles, is it only Saturday?
I have a job outside of the city.
Yeah, chilling. We can do Saturdays. That's fine. The over
that
overlapping. It was Fridays and Saturdays from 3 to 5. So
I'm just a
like
workaholic.
Why did you
Saturdays
say it like that?
4 should be.
I'm a
that's treason.
workaholic.
No.
It's not treason.
Sounds like
Mumbles,
treason to
Mumbles,
me.
you have a fallback plan. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, we'll try and see what we could do for to accommodate both mayors.
Okay. Easy.
Is there anything else we need to touch base on?
I think that's good.
Congratulations to both of you for your appointments. I hope that went well.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Okay.
I guess real quick on McRae's part, there's been some internal discussions. I guess I'm just curious of thoughts around the room on the concept of the good faith exception.
Like what are the general thoughts?
Yeah.
I think the good faith exception, while good, well, I think it being defined is, I think, a key thing. And where it is applicable would be good. As when I think of the good faith exception, without it being defined, I could see it being used for a lot of things and it complicating the fuck out of our legal system. That would be my worry. So,
If I may, I'd say I'd want to see the PD go through some workshops on what is good faith and have it defined for them, because there are at least a handful out there that I don't believe really understand the concept.
To provide a working example, right? Like, let's say I'm a law enforcement officer and I decide that, you know, a common example being a warrant is written. The warrant is just no bueno. And now that raid warrant is used to go into a property. And now, and a bunch of shit was found, right? They're searching for a gun, but now, oh, wait a minute. It's the Kyle Pred case. Go in there and they find an entire, like, weed operation. In
Tony, you're fine.
legislation passed, that would, the fruit of the poisonous tree would be applied. With the good faith exception, you can argue that because the warrant was written in good faith, what was found as a consequence of that raid, you can now charge on it. but then the same could potentially be said, and I believe it was a similar case that Weiss, you had looked over. It was the Mr. K and Ruby York one where he had a gun or some shit. That was like a active like arrest warrant. And as while the arrest warrant was thrown out and all the related charges, everything that was found on his person was still chargeable. And so I think getting a clear sense of like where the line is and where it isn't would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, just speaking of my own, the concept of PD putting forward a warrant, and I guess the definition of when a warrant is, in your terms, no bueno. Whether that's a result of it just lacking sufficient probable cause, or the PD like either included information that was inaccurate or withheld information that was vital to the decision making of that, that would be considered like the bad faith aspect. But I'm also concerned of, PD puts forward a warrant, it gets signed by a judge, it gets later on determined that maybe it's just close, but it didn't quite have the line of enough PC in there through no fault of not that there was any evidence withheld or anything wasn't stated, but they found the evidence that they were looking for as a result of that warrant. There was no bad faith, no ill intent, no evidence withheld, no misrepresentations in the warrant.
Yeah.
If the warrant potentially got overturned or they determined there wasn't sufficient probable cause, there could potentially be some sort of good faith exception there to still allow the evidence to be used and not like penalize officers who were just doing their job and a judge signed off on it if another judge later on or panel determines no, actually there wasn't enough PC there, because that can derail long-term investigations pretty significantly.
You mean if all the evidence ends up becoming inadmissible?
Well, that would be if all the evidence ended up becoming inadmissible, but like the PD officer is not, they thought they had enough probable cause. The judge signed off and said they did have enough probable cause. It's not like they didn't provide some information or they misrepresented anything, but now they're being told the entire case is gone because a different judge or a different panel of judges decided, hey, actually there wasn't enough probable cause.
Yeah. There's a lot of different use cases that the good faith exception could be applicable to. And I think sort of enumerating on that might be a good start rather than it being a paragraph. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a little bit of flexibility for a case, but not obviously guidelines, but allowing some of these fringe cases to be able to take place without like rigid set forth barriers is not necessarily a bad thing either.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is like
out of cases.
Very true. And I think the other thing is like the weight of what is found, right? If you're looking for a weed bust and you find a murder weapon, but the warrant was bad, is the murder weapon now enough for constructive possession and enough for, a case for, for murder, right, on the homeowner? Or is that weapon going to be treated as a lower level of evidence? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a can of worms.
Yeah. All right. It's something I just wanted to get opinions around the room on what thoughts were of the concept of having one, if it's something that's
it's a civil rights issue.
Like to see, or if not.
Yeah. I agree.
But we'll keep cooking on that and get something posted here shortly.
Sounds good.
All right.
Is that it? There's
I think
nothing
that
else.
was the last thing on McRae's list. He mentioned that good faith exception, so I think that was the last thing.
Okay.
I'm so used to these taking so much longer. Oh my god, good job, everybody. Good shit.
Yeah.
Anything from Sam?
I say I've got stuff. I got stuff.
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, please. How many?
Meeting's over, guys. All right, good
I
stuff.
said it like 3 times.
It's because everyone started speaking before
Anything
me,
else?
so I couldn't speak up.
Anything? That's fine. No, you know what?
Please
It's
go
fine.
for it.
Everyone
Whatever,
spoke up before
Watson.
me, so I couldn't do it. Wow. Okay.
Just cut me
No,
off
it's fine.
whenever. It's fine.
That's what I do. It's great.
Okay.
But I don't like being mean to Weiss.
Please be mean, Weiss. More people need to be more mean to Weiss.
I'll do it when he comes into the hospital.
Okay, but never mind. I was making a bad joke. Anyways, please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do have some legislation that I am writing at the moment. Some of it is nearly done.
Okay.
But there is Naya's last legislation, the farmer one, that got denied. I am rewriting it, but I wanted to ask your guys' opinion on it, of what your guys' denial reason was, because I know she didn't discuss it with you guys.
Let me look back.
I think
Just to
did we
make sure,
not
because
put
there
it
were a
on the
few.
thread?
Yeah,
You
there
put it
should be a
on there,
detailed
but
reason why.
Yeah, you put it on there. I just wanted to know if there was any more information.
Let's see.
Just to see.
No, of course, 100%.
Pharmacist versus non-pharmacist. So this was something about. Let me read this in here.
I don't know if there's anything else I gotta talk about.
Okay, any individual who owns a pharmaceutical business and obtains a felony conviction will have their life. No, hold on, that's not it. There was something about like one class of individuals got their license suspended, but the other class of individuals got a criminal charge.
Right, but we agreed on that, didn't we? And she said she was going to amend. That was more just a recommendation from me. It wasn't anything having to do with like being. There was something that was like made it unconstitutional. The suggestion for it being a misdemeanor and felony amounts was a recommendation, not a
No, it was something like if a
hindrance.
licensed pharmacist was dealing without a or something like outside the. I'll find the exact language.
What?
Is it the written warning? Selling pharmaceutical drugs to non-prescribed patients or exceeding daily limit per customer will result in a written warning? As opposed to that being illegal for other people?
That might have been. I need to go back and look at my notes on
This
it.
legislation
That was
violates the
one.
right to dignity by establishing an unequal system of justice where pharmacists face disproportional lower penalties such as warnings or license revocation. Oh my god, I can't talk. Revocation. No, it's talking about it being revoked.
Revocation.
Really? Is that how you say that? Anyways. While non-pharmacists are subjected to severe crimes charges for the same action, this disparity fails to treat citizens equally under the law and undermines the principles of fairness.
Listen here, yeah.
I think it's rather
Weiss.
than dig into that. I think Perry, if you want, just once you have your finalized draft of it, if you want to share that, and we can just take a peek at it and see if any of those issues still persist, and if they're not there, then we can kind of clear them ahead of time before it gets posted, so we don't have to deal with we can just move straight into contest.
Wait, how is she doing the cigarette thing, chat?
There's the
Wait, how is she doing that?
First. I'm doing one before that.
Wait, how do you do that? Where the cigarette's like on your lip?
Licensed pharmacists, so it describes.
It's a mask.
PD as well.
Oh yeah.
About what a licensed pharmacist is within the doctors and what they can do, and prescriptions and stuff. So it's a little bit. It explains it a bit better, but then it ties into the Pharma Act a bit better as well. So.
All right.
It should hopefully, because I think there was a double contention or something like that. Like
the other issue was like mentioning pharmacy SOPs and those not being defined anywhere. Yeah.
That's the bit that I took and went. I'll add in. I'll make another thing so it explains it a little bit better for the public and for PD and DOJ and everyone.
Sounds good to me.
Other than that, I'm most likely going to be doing some small revisions on a few of the past legislations as well. Because some things have come up, but...
Oh. Did PD reach out to you, by the way, Watson?
About what?
About a new substance that's apparently on the street. The only reason I'm talking about this is because obviously this is also for public safety, so the mayor should know about this.
New substance?
Which one?
They told me something about needing it to be scheduled, and I told them to reach out to you. I forgot exactly what it was, but I'll definitely tell you when I find out.
Yeah.
Mumbles.
What is it? I want to know.
haven't heard anything about a new scheduled drug, so this is news to me.
Okay. Probably best to reach out to. I'll reach out to McNulty. He's usually been doing a lot of like the drug hunting forefront. So I'll see if he knows anything. I forgot who told me though. There is something out there though.
Okay, I know there is two. It's a good thing that the mayor's here as well.
Heroin, maybe?
Percocet?
Oh.
Copium?
No,
You guys just talking about optimistic things, or
oh my gosh,
Heroin is not optimistic.
I mean,
Yeah,
we listen and we don't judge.
Methamphetamine.
Ooh, K2.
Acts of kindness.
Y2K.
That's not happening here, Princess. Anyway,
would we be able to legalize pharmaceutical ketamine?
Not illegal right now, so.
I was gonna say, and
Well,
doctor,
maybe like produce it, prescribe it. Or it's like the rave right now.
if we do enough tests on it to see how harmful it is,
Oh,
it would have to be talked about. It would have to be discussed.
I think in the same breath, like pharmaceutical MDMA, like yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it.
Love it. All right.
God damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Was it the honey packs that Larry was talking about on Twitter?
no, it was a PD member coming to me and letting me know. So that's why I'm only biggest reason.
PD member was trying to sell you drugs.
Yes, entirely. You caught me. Shockingly, it was LSPD. No, I'm kidding. I don't remember.
LSPD.
I'm trying to remember.
So it's LSD?
I was about to say, you said it McNulty though, but he's BCSO.
No. I'm saying McNulty's because McNulty does a lot of like any kind of new drug on the street. Trust me, McNulty's a hound and we'll figure it out. But I forgot which PD member, and I have a note of it somewhere. I just thought if I asked you and if you knew about it, because I told them specifically to reach out to you. Obviously, that didn't happen, so I have to deep dive through my notes and then I'll get back to you.
That's absolutely perfectly fine.
No, Oxy's been around. I don't know what they're talking about.
From the doctor's side of things, one is currently a virus that's going around.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Syphilis.
Syphilis?
Not syphilis. This is entirely different to syphilis. That's
the black goo shit.
With those signs I'm seeing everywhere about
syphilis too.
That's the second one. That's the second one I found about, but I don't know what is going on with that one. I've only heard bits and pieces of it.
The black goo?
No, it's possibly, from what I've been told, like the plague almost. I don't know for sure.
I can tell you that I would speak to Osvaldo.
Mm-hmm.
His name was mentioned to me.
Yeah.
Like I explained to him, like moths, they like to fly around flames, and eventually the moth ends up incinerating itself. Well, we have a very big candle up in Blaine County, and it's like people just want to get themselves burned, both physically and metaphorically. Yeah.
I have a question.
That was in your budget, Mumbles. Yeah, go ahead.
If Osvaldo has the plague, do you think he just gave it to everybody in his event? Because they were trying to grab him.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
There's like
Glad
50
I didn't
people
go there.
that just like made physical
combine
contact
Yeah, it
with
was like
the
a
guy.
massive event.
Combine that with Bobby and his neurosyphilis. Oof.
Yeah.
That's what the shock collar is for, no?
Well, all right. Wait, we shouldn't be talking about a man's disease. We have no
Yeah.
purview to it.
No,
but
the
definitely anything
doctor
having to
announced
do
at a
with
PD
public
meeting.
safety. What?
Nancy re-announced at the PD meeting that Bobby has neurosyphilis.
Okay, but we were talking about Osvaldo.
Oh, I was talking about Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all the same.
Momos, if you can get Osvaldo
Public
to
safety.
contact me, if you can get Osvaldo to contact me,
Yeah.
and then
There-
I can probably.
I'll bring him here.
There is
Wait.
Probably don't bring him. Don't bring
Yeah.
him here.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Mumbles, please.
Mumbles, please, because
Do we need like a hazmat team to go find him?
I will say, I will say that there's a possibility. I was trying to, say tongue in cheek, this might be something the marshals may need to be involved in.
Okay.
Yeah. There are signs around the city, and the yeah, I would have Osvaldo, yourself, and a member of the marshals probably.
Yeah,
take
we'll
point
get
on this.
that going.
Yeah. See if you can get a team to take him to like a clean area and observe him for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
don't-
Stick him in a
he's
wet room.
contaminated, then yes, he should be. What's the word?
Quarantined.
Quarantined.
Yep.
You know.
No, I know one of my doctors has been looking into stuff with viruses and also that. So
No, the marshal should 100% be speaking to anybody who has been in contact with this. There should be an
Yeah.
investigation going.
if this is getting worse, then especially with that event, I am very worried for everyone who came in contact with him. So shit, one of my doctors was at that event. Fuck. But yeah. I'll let you guys know more about it if it does turn into more of a epidemic per se. I think that's everything I wanted to seriously hit on right now. There is more I wanted to say, but this epidemic thing, I think I might need to get to the bottom of this one quickly.
The tongue-in-cheek I was talking about the flame, did you guys pick up on what I was talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
All right. Well, shit. How's
right.
Blaine? How's Blaine County? How was the
Good.
All right.
We as you guys know, we just picked a new sheriff. Aspen is going to be acting sheriff for the next 3 months unless I decide to go for a re-election. And I've encouraged her to pick an undersheriff that will cover her weaknesses, but we'll see how it goes from there.
Hell yeah. It was a very good pick. Aspen's great.
Yep.
All right.
Who's the current chief of police?
It is ex-Captain Turner, now chief of police.
Oh.
Yeah, he's he was one of the 3 captains at the start of the the gates reopening.
No,
Yep.
Berica said good things about him. I look forward to working with both of them.
Yeah, he's
I recognized his name.
Yep.
He was a good one, I believe. So.
Moss and I no longer engaged.
Oh, buddy.
Very, very rough breakup yesterday.
Oh, no.
Nothing to do with a fling.
And she teamed up with my other fiance to dump my vehicle. She said, Tilly took your Lambo, and I didn't stop her. I told her I didn't stop her either. So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So.
No.
But
What?
This is why I'm not allowed a concubine.
Wait, why not?
Yeah, it just complicates
Says
things. His wife.
Yeah, I would imagine princess.
Oh yeah, my apologies.
For both of you
I
as well, just
forgot.
if you can anything having to do with DOJ, like judges, clerks, lawyers, whatever, just max out whatever their pay is to whatever you can, and let us know weekly, monthly, whatever you guys want, what it costs, and we'll just reimburse you.
Weekly for my sanity, please.
Okay.
That would be great. The photo you took of the receipt was perfect for us. So because they gave us the exact numbers and you didn't have to like type it all out. So if you just want to send us that receipt each week, it's perfect.
I'll go do that after the meeting because I gotta work with the other slider too.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I want to make sure our people are getting paid accordingly, is whatever they can. I know you guys are limited in what you can actually set up, but we'll do best with what we got.
My office is going to be doing back pay for the last 2 terms. I managed to find a formula to pull out how many working hours they got, minus Tony, because he's had 2 jobs. So there's going to be some lot of money moving around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just let us know how we can help.
Yep.
I call Osvaldo real quick.
Any money related questions or any assistance needed or whatever? Sean is our internal money guy.
Ooh.
We haven't seen Glenn in a couple months.
Yeah, if only Glenn would show up.
He
maybe something really sad happened to him.
That happens every day.
That's just sadly his whole life.
That's just his life.
Yeah, I worry for that man so much. He's got to stop thinking about that ex of his.
Sean, is it accurate to say that cabinet members currently make $6.50 an hour?
I don't know. I would have to be a cabinet member and run the pay for an hour. That's probably about right, though, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't have access to any of that, by the way. You know, like whatever you guys set, and that we can't tell. Like, I have no idea what lawyers, clerks, anything.
Yeah, I'd have to ask them to clock in for an hour and tell me how much they get from it.
Yeah,
Does anyone know that information?
It should be $6.50. That's kind of what we estimated it as. And there also isn't a slider for them, unfortunately.
Really?
No.
Did you see it?
So pretty much, even Michael's been working off of scraps. So what I'm doing is that's why I'm going back. I'm calculating the hours, and then I'm gonna probably do key it back to $5,000 an hour or some shit like that.
I'll reach out to you. You know, I might have a solution for you. I'll reach out separate.
Please, if you could do it for me, if you can do hours for me, and the cabinet or something like that, that'd be sick.
It would be in our the place where we communicate.
like how we do
can
it.
have a time clock there. I have one for the judges if you want one, and I'm waiting for DOC. If you want one, I can put one there for you.
That I made some Excel sheets. I can backward.
Okay, we'll chat after.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
We anything else for the whole room?
Just Watson. Oshira's here to talk to us about the current situation.
Alrighty.
All right. Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you all. And we will
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, can I talk to y'all justices before everybody heads out?
Oh wait, can I
Sure.
very late stop the meeting from stopping?
What?
Oh, what happened?
You were so late, man.
This thing
you
like
missed
four
your
times.
shot.
No. Listen. It's a good thing though. I am working on a driving school, so if either mayor is interested,
yes,
in getting people together for that. I just have to get legislation written up. I've made a driving school previously, so I have the curriculum set up. Okay, I have the curriculum set up.
He's such a good judge.
But I just need to get the legislation done. But I would love to get both mayors on board so we can get a driving school going, so people can get their licenses back.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, meeting adjourned.
All right. Beautiful.
No.
Hey. Careful with that. That phrase.
I swear to God, I didn't mean to do that. I swear
Oh my goodness.
on everything I love, that just happened. Stop! I didn't mean it. I swear on everything, I didn't think about what I was saying before I said it.
I still don't let anyone sit in his chair.
As it was
escaping
escaping
my
lips, it burned my lips escaping my lips when I said that. I'm sorry.
All right. No, you're good. All right.
What?
Princess, I'm so sorry. Can I butt into
What's
this?
going
I have to
on?
steal Weiss because I have to get to a meeting with Oshira.
I need to get the phone number.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
I said a bad thing.
Okay, I already
naughty.
told Falconer this, but
All right.
had a,
All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. If you need me, just give me a call. Yeah.
To the judge position, so I sadly have to withdraw my name. I
All
have
right.
to come back
Easy.
in the future.
They say.
I don't. Again, I told Falconer earlier. I didn't know if y'all had made a decision.
He said he was gonna talk to Osvaldo.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Archie.
Oh, he's
Oh.
back.
You can always tell her
You
number
are
is.
well
taking
within
up
your right
the
to take
spot,
all the
and, yeah,
time. You
it's
will be
no problem.
welcome back here when you come back.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make sure to
Yeah,
let y'all know
talk to,
before
Nino
anything
as
got set in
well.
stone anyway. So.
No, of course. Please take all the time you need.
No,
Thank y'all very
it
much.
is- As long as I'm around, it's a standing offer.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, good to
That
hear.
same
Good to
goes
hear.
for me.
Do you want
I
me
will
to?
let you know when I'm
Oh,
ready to
sorry.
dive in again.
No, you're good. What's up?
Do you want me
That was
to?
in, yeah.
Do you want me to set it to 100% right now?
Yeah.
For
if
the
you want to,
DOJ?
that'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be
no,
great.
The time.
Should I
the penal
announce
side.
something? Because that means they're going to be operating on lower fines. For,
Yeah, I mean it'll be for a couple days, but it's not the end of the world.
They know that we're doing updates to the penal
It's not
code,
gonna
so we could say
change.
that it's in cooperation with
So,
that
in
Just an
collaborate.
announcement, though.
collaboration. Yeah.
How about-
with the update to the penal code?
How does this sound? In collaboration with the DOJ, fines will be reduced by 25% for a short period of time. You know, make it nice and exciting.
He's talking about the state announcement.
I'm gonna be completely honest. The updated penal code, the fines are going to be significantly higher than the existing penal code.
So it would be for a time.
Super low.
They are lowered 25%.
I just don't want people to feel like it's a bait and switch, where it's like, hey, we're lowering it by 25%, and then hey, we're increasing it by 100%. Like
what? I mean, they're gonna see
that's
that.
An example.
Though.
I don't think. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. In preparation for in coordination with the DOJ and in preparation for a mass update to the penal code, all fines have been reset to their baseline values, which is
run it back. I'm writing it.
In coordination with the DOJ and in preparation of a mass update to the penal code, all times
in coordination
and fines,
with the DOJ.
And in preparation.
And in preparation, yep.
For a mass update of the penal code. All times and fines have been reset to their baseline value.
Isn't that the whole point of the event, was to find it?
Should I reference it's gonna be
days.
It's going to be lower temporarily?
I was
they're going to see that.
It will
but the fines went down, but the times are going to go up.
Oh,
because right now, just like the fines were set at 125%, the times have been set to 75%.
Okay.
So
for a period of time, you will see a 25% reduction to the existing fines.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And then the
my schedule's all over the place.
Update will take place in the coming days.
Yeah, near future.
Run that last line back, and then I'm gonna read this all back to you.
Arcadia can do it.
Gotcha. All right.
What for the
So I got in coordination with the DOJ and in preparation for a mass update of the penal code. All times and fines have been reset to their default value. For this period of time, you will see a 25% reduction in fines.
You got it. And then the last line should be something of like an update to the penal code can be expected in the very near future, or just in the near future.
There's a guy with a bunch of
Mumbles, you want to sign this too?
He really wants me to open up the legislation or
almost
open up wood cutting. Huh?
In coordination with the DOJ and in preparation for a mass update of the penal code, all times and fines have been reset to their default value. For this period of time, you'll see a 25% reduction in fines. An update to the penal code can be expected in the near future. Nino Chavez, Mumbles, Department of Justice.
All good.
Perfect.
Okay. Well.
Ooh, while I have you guys here as well, another late tidbit. I know we've had some issues with.
Handshake.
Wait, don't run. I know we had some issues with state announcements and trying to get stuff out to everybody.
Oh, what the fuck?
What's happening right now?
I don't know.
What is happening?
What's going on?
Hey, just hold that thought for just 30 seconds.
Let them have this.
Michael! Where the fuck are the fines? There it is. Holy shit, Michael's here.
No, I'm sorry.
Anyone? One food?
We'd like you to stay after class, Weiss, if you want to have a seat when you're done over there.
Okay. Sorry about that. Knowing my ADHD, if I didn't change the slider now, I'd forget, you know?
Yeah, you're fine. Sean, what's up?
So what I propose, because clerks can do a state announce, I think what we can do is make an area so that you guys can put something that you want state announced on a regular basis. And clerks and court clerks would have access to it to be able to say, hey, I just state announced this at this time, so that you know how often your state announcements are going out, and everybody in the public gets the information they need to get. If that's something you guys are interested in.
So TLDR, that like a mayor wants to
one more time.
have state announcements pumped out on a regular basis. They can have court clerks and magistrates or whatever help post those state announcements on their behalf in hours when they're not around and available.
Yeah, basically
promotional
letting
things.
them do their job. Because they're supposed to be helping you guys put that stuff out.
So what? There'd just be like a section where these two could ask for like a
Yeah,
state
be under
announcements to be
City
made on a
Hall,
recurring
and
basis. And then
when they put it out, they post what they're putting in there, and then every time like somebody puts it up again for them, they'll just put in there saying that they reposted it.
yeah, I can get
So
that.
that
set
we
up.
know when stuff's
Or
going
do we
up. so
want that to come
don't
from the
spam
mayor's
it.
cabinet that they're full out?
They can't do state announcements.
They're all city council ranked.
City
They
council can't
should
do
be.
state announcements. I'm
No,
pretty
they
sure.
can't. Oh, I thought they
Council
could.
can't?
Only
No, I don't think so.
The mayors can.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Well, the
mayors
deputy mayors
clerks
can. So Mumble's cabinet can.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yes.
That's a separate thing. I was told.
Oh wait, yeah, because Elena did it.
Elena, yes.
Wait.
Yeah, no, all the city council people
What?
can do state announcements.
Well, she was a rank of. Oh no, there is no deputy. Yeah, no, the city council members can't. I knew I was right.
Wait,
Anyways.
they can?
Yes.
Wait, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, if they can, that's even better.
Oh, there it goes.
Hey, can you guys try state announcing? Don't actually do it. Just see if you got the option.
No.
Come in here.
I clocked in as deputy mayor.
Well.
Oh.
I did give her the rank of deputy mayor.
It was like mayoral staff, I think.
Oh.
Well,
So
that's
these guys
they're talking
can't
about a different
state an.
story.
I mean, personally, I think
No,
that's
no, no.
better.
It is definitely deputy mayor because that's what Elena had.
Oh,
when-
there is a specific deputy mayor rank.
Yes,
You're right.
that- yes.
This is a different rank
well.
than-
God, you gaslit me. I
than
thought it
city
was right.
council.
Fuck.
How much are?
I didn't know deputy mayor was its own rank.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
How much are you getting paid right now, Alana? Like, how big are your checks when you pick it up after
I
the?
have no idea because I try to pick them up not often so that I can feel like it's a bigger number.
Like, what would you estimate?
I literally have so little of an idea. I have no clue.
Oh, next time you
It's
pick it up,
probably
could
like
you...
700 or something. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh, is
I'll
it?
keep it
Okay,
in
good,
mind.
good, good,
It's
good.
somewhere around there. It's
All
not
right.
that
I'll
crazy.
try to check.
Well, actually, yeah, I was hoping that maybe the deputy mayors got paid more, so then we could find a different
Yeah,
solution.
no,
but-
100%. That would make sense.
Yep.
But I think they're all pretty standardized.
Yeah.
All right, I know we keep
okay.
saying that we're done with this meeting and that we're all walking out. but
I
last
am
thing,
ready to
last thing.
dip.
Okay.
Oh.
We can put events for both of you in the MDT calendar. So if you want that, I don't see why we can't utilize that function more instead of it just being court cases. And if you guys have events, talk to a judge and we'll put it in there for you.
I like
thought
that a
Sean
lot.
to do that
I
one,
think.
he
Wait,
didn't.
I can just. I mean, do you want your staff to be able to add things to the calendar?
That would be sick.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
We can just do that.
Oh,
Fuck,
that'd be
fine.
easy.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's super easy.
Oh my
yeah.
God. We know
We'll do
we.
that right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
That is
If
the
you guys
best.
want any of these things,
Aspen,
please
that was
just
an
ask.
Aspen suggestion,
I
by the way.
want a
Right.
gavel.
That I can't do.
I don't even have a gavel.
Aspen's great. Does this should we reserve that specifically for
I wanna be a
governmental
justice.
events, or if someone comes to us and says like, "Hey, I'm putting an event on, you know, can I add it
Well, I
to the
guess that would be
calendar?
up to
Can we
you
do
guys.
that for
I
them?"
think.
Your call.
All right.
Also,
don't-
Nino, I
would
did
say try
hear
not
you.
to
I'm
spam it
choosing
with
to
too much
ignore
shit,
that,
you know,
that
so it
statement.
doesn't
Which one?
get like.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The justice one?
Nope.
Just waiting for
I mean, I'm just saying,
There's
once
too
I
many
retire, I'd be a powerhouse for you guys. You know what I mean? I'll just like unwind everything that I did.
Mayoral staff,
My
do
eyes
it
twitching.
now.
Yeah.
My eyes twitching.
Michael, please.
Michael will be sick. We'll take all the power, you know what I mean? And we'll keep it in the DOJ.
Oh, it's
What do you-
twitching with
it's what
excitement.
we're already
to
doing.
be
I mean,
clear.
what? Huh?
Fucking do
Okay,
it.
Blaine, Los Angeles and
That's
Blaine County
crazy.
mayoral staff can both now do everything with the calendar. Create
Wahoo.
update
Yippee!
events.
That is dope.
Tony,
How
you're
do-
fine.
How does it work?
Here, I have to do the mayor's now too. Hold on, let me do yours now, Nino.
You just create an event.
Don't you give me a
put
book,
title,
Michael.
You can put a description. You can set a time, and then you can make it
Oh,
public,
still
like for only DOJ,
You
only
deserve that.
PD, only that, or for the public.
Just reset your MDT,
Oh,
Nino.
damn.
You have
Dude.
access now.
Okay.
Sorry.
What was that?
I think I've thought about the loopholes already, so I think we're good. Hopefully.
All right, I'm gonna go have this meeting with Oshira and Watson.
This is dope.
Put up a night one,
Okay.
night
Visible to
one,
public,
one of
police,
them
medical.
killing
Could
Been asking about the
we?
wood stuff. Okay, I've been asking about it.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
is great. Yep.
Yeah, so
Oh wait,
you can
what
set
wood
events
stuff?
just for the PD.
You know, you just
and
have to
whatnot.
sign a piece of paper, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can make certain things visible to only like
Okay,
only
Tony.
PD, only
Been asking for a
DOJ
pen,
type
or-
deal. So if you don't want the whole public to know about it, you can restrict it accordingly.
Oh
Oh,
my
we-
god.
Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
So
Yeah, he
Brent
thinks
said.
you're a traitor.
Okay.
Right. Weiss, while you're speaking to Dell, I'll open the spreadsheet.
Okay.
Nino, Mumbles,
this
can,
is the
can we have you
the-
guys over here really fast? And just Nino and Mumbles and the justices. We have a bit of a. Wait, till
Mm-hmm.
we might have a situation at the hospital.
Oh no.
The plague.
I'll let Watson.
I feel like at least one of the justices should probably not be a part of this conversation in case it goes to court.
I feel pretty excluded. Too.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Newest
I
justice.
say we just kill the individuals that
away.
are affected.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Am I gonna get dragged
That
into
way
this
they
'cause
can't
Marshall
sue us.
shit?
Yes, that's why I want Weiss here.
How
Okay,
is
bye.
how is everyone?
Okay, hi.
I just want cottage cheese.
Is everyone?
At the moment. Yeah.
I wish I had my
Okay.
listening device.
No.
Jack,
Do I have to roll the
No.
tanks?
Don't even say that.
No.
give me an update in a minute, Jackie. I'm going to.
What, you're saying rolling the tanks on the hospital would not be
and
good?
justices, okay?
What? That'd be a great idea.
Optics,
Alright.
optics, 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 optics.
Ah, fuck the optics.
Fuck you.
You know,
Um,
anytime that word is used now, I get blamed for it.
Yeah.
It's I
I blame
don't
you.
know why.
Anyways,
it's a
focus.
pretty normal word to use, but apparently people are learning it for the
Especially
first
in our
time.
positions. I feel like it's
Yeah.
a very critical word. Anyways,
It's
what's
the next
going on,
crash
Watson?
out.
Okay, so, Jackie, he left to go do a surgery. One of my doctors found him in the the OR, in his own vomit, ill. Everyone that came into contact with him started feeling ill. They are all
Let me grab
currently
Oshira. 1 second.
Yeah, please. They're currently
Oshira,
quarantining.
now.
I need to think about something just real
You're all
fast.
good.
60 seconds.
Yeah, it's bad. So right now Jackie is doing like they're all doing blood tests on each other just to make sure that they're all like not getting any symptomatics. Like not symptomatic, but like
Is it possible to quarantine these people if they are
They-
infected? Do we move
they
them
are
to
all-
Sandy Hospital? Like,
we might have to.
Hang
but
on.
they're currently,
it's a it's the only other hospital we have, Mumbles.
and it's currently not operational.
Well, it's a bed.
It's
It
in the
has
middle of
beds
nowhere.
and
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
resources better than anywhere else.
It's not
I
anywhere else. It's literally the safest place as well.
was gonna say that,
Okay.
or we
Um,
set up fucking tents in Zancudo, which I'm gonna be honest will cause just a panic.
I was gonna say go shove that
Yeah.
shit back in Humane Labs, but okay.
Yeah, Humane
No.
Labs. Come on.
Also,
I am-
still your county, Mumbles.
Yeah, but like that's like secluded, not next to a police station.
Wait, where is it coming out of?
We don't know right now.
Uh,
All my doctors are currently quarantined in the ICU wards. In the ICU ward.
In
for
the
time being.
hospital in the
the
south
hospital.
side.
Can
Of the
we
city.
ship them up north?
We're not running this back. Oh my god. Please.
If you want to start throwing your trash away up north, we got to talk about some payments.
Yeah, no, I'm down. Like, we'll just dump them outside the lighthouse and then, go from there. I hear there's an incinerator up there.
Here you go. Here's a biological warfare disaster, and here's $1 million. Good luck.
Oh,
They're currently testing just to see if who is currently sick with it or not. But right now, I'm just waiting to hear back. So I just want to give you guys a heads up in case it is.
So
Can we dump people in the quarry?
don't think so, because I think that would panic people even more.
So,
let's figure out what we're dealing with. Let's get it contained, and then we'll figure out long-term containment from there. But let's figure out what we're dealing with first.
That's what they're going to test right now. So.
Should we tell people not to go to the hospital at this time? Like, what are you thinking here, Watson?
For the time being, it might be best for them not to go to the hospital.
I mean, they have to get medical somewhere, though.
Fair. It might just be best for them not to go to the
SEMA Act. I wrote something for this.
We just seal off the ICU ward.
Yeah.
Basically, it with the ICU ward and also, yeah, just like the ICU ward for the time being.
All right. Well, now here's the next big question, because that's this step. If we tell them, then the entire city will know. Do we want to make PD aware, and do we want them to have a presence?
I think if we're going to seal it, we need to guard it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I don't think it needs to be a huge presence, but I think maybe Yoshira and one or two officers is staged.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this is a horrific idea. I think if you seal that area off without, it would be in the best interest to keep the public from freaking the fuck out if we were able to operate out of a different hospital, even the one up in Sandy. You can play off for the public that there is construction needs to get done on the hospital, or maybe there's a
I agree.
Like an oxygen link and all that.
That's the problem, yeah.
Do we have
no way to detach
doctors? And all the doctors are sick. Then we have to transport the doctors. We have to get them out of there.
We would have to. So either we need to seal off the ICU, or we need to move the contamination stuff up to Sandy. But moving Skip is not an option.
That might be your best bet, because if you try to seal something off and have PD presence, it's going to bring a lot of attention. And right now, with the fact that we don't know what's going on, it's a problem.
Can we just say there's like a high value individual in surgery or something?
That is still going to bring up a lot of attention.
Yeah.
At this point, there's just not enough knowledge.
Just do it.
It's not about the announcements. The amount of foot traffic that CMC gets, it's going to get out very quickly.
If it hasn't already.
We would have to try and move them all up to Sandy is the best way to go, I think.
What is the safest way to go about doing that?
That's the problem.
In the event this information isn't known, I got a phone call this morning from Osvaldo. And I'm going to preface this. There are some things I'm not going to mention, or like may seem like I'm hesitating on. And it's only because there may be a certain, how do I put this? I need to be sure that I know this information. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
He got surgery in the sewers.
Yeah. Yes, that right there.
What?
He mentioned a doctor I was reached out to, and I was asked if I was an old head, and if I knew about a particular person. But apparently this guy brought him down, like Mumbles said, conducted surgery on him. A couple hours later, there are signs all around the city talking about the plague and a plague doctor. And he calls himself Pestilence. I don't know what any of that means.
Who would have the most information on this that we could follow up with?
Who does?
Yeah, like who should we talk to get more info?
Osvaldo.
Yeah.
Is he still on duty?
On duty?
He's a deputy mayor, no?
No, he was on duty as he's still on duty as a police officer currently.
No, Osvaldo's not a police officer. He literally has serious.
He's clocked in as a police officer right this moment.
For the
right. Okay, that's fine.
My point is he's around because I see him on dispatch.
Okay, I'll give him another call. What do you want me to tell him?
I guess sure, let's open up an investigative report on this, and then we can take a statement from him and just start writing all the information down so we have a central repository for it.
Do one of you want his number?
Yeah. If you want to read it, I'll put it in.
I don't want to get too deep into this because
let me know when you're ready.
I'm gonna help from the outside, but Brian knows too much about this. That's why I'm being careful. I don't know how to say that in RP.
Who has access to investigative reports?
all of PD. I'd put it in state marshal report.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
If Osvaldo is patient 0 here, just please be careful.
Well, he's with like the entirety of the PD right now, so that would be very bad if he's
city.
patient 0.
That's right. The event.
the,
I forgot about
event
the
today.
event.
No, the event's done, is it not?
It's done, but like so is
That's
the half.
not
the city.
good.
Osvaldo is in the ICU ward of CMC.
He's at.
And he was with the entire
is his
city
current
earlier when he got
Okay,
infected.
okay. Well, hold on a second here, though. But symptoms weren't being presented to anybody else except for the doctors once he was going under surgery, correct?
You'll have to talk to him.
Because I mean, I think we need to pump on the brakes just a bit. If he is the only one showing symptoms and the doctors that worked on him are the only ones showing symptoms that we know of right now, I don't think we need to jump to this is now
So that's the
infecting the entire
thing.
city.
No, O'Shara, sorry, apologies. This is coming from several days apparently of was it didn't you say there was several days, Perry? Or was it just Osvaldo?
Just now.
It's been the past day, I think.
Just the past day, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I guess taking a step back. So a doctor was performing surgery.
Wait, I
Who
thought
was
it
the
was just
patient
now
that he was
too.
Performing surgery on.
I don't know who he's performing surgery on.
Okay.
Is
Is it possible that Osvaldo was the patient?
1 second.
Given that he is physically in the ICU ward at the moment.
Dude,
I
HIPAA.
don't know.
Come
1
on.
second.
This is now a state of this isn't I need to know his medical condition. I just need to
Yeah,
know
I'm gonna be
who
real,
is
HIPAA just went
physically
out
in
the
that
door at
room.
this point.
Yeah.
Man,
God, I need a drink.
Don't drink the water.
Don't
We
drink
don't
the
know where it's
water.
coming from.
Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the
Y'all are
coffee.
panicking like crazy. Everybody here needs a Xanax.
yeah. We do have one thing working for us. If it really was bad, there'd be a lot more dead people if this has been
True.
going on for a little bit. So
So that's the thing, right? Is like we need to figure out how widespread it is. We need to quarantine the people that have shown symptoms and then go from there.
Came back all clear. We don't know what made them sick though.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Did Osvaldo come back clear?
They're about to test him right now.
Okay. Was he the patient or is he just there?
I don't. Oh, for God's sake. Apologies. What was that? Oh, one of you get the blood sample, please. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if he was the one they were doing surgery on, but from what they tested and everything, there's nothing in their system. They come back clean for everything, so I don't know what basically hit them.
All right. So then we let O'Shara do her work. She'll look into this. We'll see how widespread it is. No one pull any triggers just yet. And then we keep each other informed if we hear anything.
I'll let you guys know what the results are with Osvaldo as well.
I definitely want a list of everybody that's in there, just so if it comes back that it was something that was untraceable, undetectable, and that they are in fact infected, we have a list of potential patients that need quarantined if this develops further.
I can send it to you.
If you want to send it to her, Sharon, that way she can get it in the report.
this is cool.
Easy.
The fuck?
On a completely different note, I would suggest probably just since Pippa got brought up from Sama, I probably want to push an update to Pippa.
That's what I'm working on.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say this is
That's one
still
of the-
reference.
That's one of the revisions I'm working on.
All right. Yeah, it still says Los Santos Medical. This is the version that
No.
was enacted by Chief Justice Crane on behalf of the Council of 8.
Yeah, there's like a load of them that are still saying Los Santos Medical instead of San Andreas Medical Group.
Yeah. If there's anything that's not
even
medical.
The Constitution. Yeah, the Constitution says Los Santos Medical Group.
I need to ask permission from all of those here for me to bring in somebody from BCSO to assist me in this. I am spread
Yeah, you're
so
fine.
thin.
Yes,
So
you're fine.
okay, thank you. I
As
will
long
be
as it
bringing
isn't your
in.
husband.
He's not my husband. First off,
Oh.
I'm going to bring in Snoopy Sauce. He's a fantastic investigator, and I trust him with my life.
Oh no, he's amazing. He is actually very good. He comes to me every time somebody has medical equipment.
On the note of constitutional amendment, Nino, I think we had talked about this at some point. This is not a slight at you at any point, but term
slight
limits,
at me. Watch what you're about to say. I'm ready.
Term limits? Question mark.
You wanna? Oh hell no! You're gonna have to take that. I'm gonna pick when I step down.
You gotta pry it from his cold dead hand.
Once I become a justice, I'll help you out. How does that sound?
Is that it? Well, good. We were actually talking about processes for us to amend the Constitution, where it would probably have to be a unanimous agreement from the legislative heads. So it would have to be like a representative of the DOJ, the mayors, and then the medical authority, and then we present it to the governor.
I believe it's going to be through referendum.
Is it? Because he didn't give us any kind of process.
I would imagine that the way that it should work is there is a legislative authority like sign off, and then we bring it to referendum.
Okay, I didn't entertain that.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm only talking tongue in cheek here. Like I'm not opposed to the idea.
No, I think we had spoke about it, and you'd even potentially mentioned that it was a good idea. So we just want to get your guys' thoughts on what's fair, what you suggest and propose, and we can go from there. But want to get something figured out so that when we do a change of the Constitution, it's all of the changes that we need to put in, and not like piecemeal. Because
I very much disagree. I don't think the Constitution should be something that is done piecemeal so that each line item is open for debate, because legislation being like, big documents is one thing, but the Constitution, like, that needs to be open for debate. I mean, in my
I can
mind,
see your argument, because the verbiage, especially when it comes to the Constitution, is going to be critical.
Yeah.
So you will want to do it line by line. I think it's just.
I mean, I don't know what you guys got on your.
Actually be efficient. Obviously, that's why I think it should still go through us. But then when presenting it to our state's governance, it might be more beneficial for us to have. Hey, here's
this is a huge conversation.
The entire process and then present it to the state after the referendum.
I feel like it depends on, like, I don't even know what we're talking about, right? So. Like what line items like you guys got in consideration?
Term limits is a great example, but also changing the name of the medical title, which is currently mislabeled. So like those things I feel like aren't they're not like countering each other. So those can go forward together and still be discussed if they need. I don't think anyone's going to contest changing you to your proper title.
I agree. I think there's other things too that need to be considered. Is this going to be formatted as like, are we ratifying? Are we, are we writing articles? Right? Like what is that?
I think the only thing we're really entertaining right now is amending present language. But I don't see why we couldn't entertain articles, but just it'll be a massive process. It shouldn't be an easy change, or it shouldn't be.
I don't think I'm going to agree with term limits in the Constitution.
Several other hoops, though, because again, like the Constitution is supremacy. We have to realize the power that it holds.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm a little overall hesitant on some, like, just saying like, hey, I got to cook on this too. Like, I think we should propose something, and then, like, what are you guys thinking?
I need to go to the hospital.
Okay, bye.
That doesn't sound okay.
Yep. You know what? When a marshal says that they gotta go, I don't really question. I'll be honest.
All right.
But yeah, just think of it. Think of God. I'm sorry. I have a fucking cut on my lip, so I can't talk today. Think on it, and then get back to us. We're kind of thinking of what processes we want to bring forward to the state as well, because there should be.
I don't
the governor
know.
even said that the Constitution can be amended, but then didn't tell us any means of how. But I think if we go to him with solutions, there might be some things that are entertained.
Yeah. Okay. 1000%. Yeah. That's a gun.
Right.
You heard that, right?
Don't shit in my basement.
Nino.
Oh God.
Mr. Mayor, are you safe? We got a report that you're being held hostage with a bomb.
I am not being held hostage with a bomb.
Okay, this is good news. This is good news.
Who
okay.
is this?
Just making sure. This is Sergeant Anita Manning.
How you
We
doing,
got
Indian
reports that
Manning?
we came to City Hall.
Hey,
oh, here you
how
are,
you doing?
sir.
Good to see you.
Good.
You know, you'd look
We're
good
good.
in a LSPD uniform.
Hey, Justice Grace.
I look good in everything, sir.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're
Yeah.
good.
Are you coming
Do
to
you,
the?
do you know this man, Dan?
You coming to the LSPD draft?
Leave y'all to it.
What is that?
The what?
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, wait. We announced the LSPD draft? We're doing like draft picks. You know what I mean? Re-signing LSPD
Like
offices.
fantasy league?
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be a
I
whole
like that.
thing, and like you know, you get signing bonuses. Like I'm thinking about dropping about five mil on Quangle, to be honest. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. But
Wait. So like, are you drafting already? Like officers who are already
yeah,
officers? Like
it's gonna
if they
be
don't get drafted, they get fired?
re-signing too. Yeah, we like re-sign you for 2.5 month contract with like a number attached to it. There's gonna be it's gonna be a whole thing. Wait, you know I picked the new chief today, right?
Do we? Yeah, I was told about the Turner thing. I think he's a good pick, honestly. He was he was a captain when I was a cadet.
Oh shit! All right.
A little bit of a hard ass, but I think we need a hard ass at some stage.
I agree. Yeah, I think him and Peters are gonna be a good mix and match.
It's gonna be funny.
Yep. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys checking on me. When did the 911 come in?
I wasn't a 911. We got a call. Well, one of the lieutenants said he got a report that Fingal Dan was here holding you hostage with a bomb.
Jesus Christ! I heard a gun get reloaded.
That might have been that might have been me when I was trying to call you.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Well,
All right.
glad you're safe. If you need anything.
Hey, appreciate it.
Let us know.
I'm gonna find an assassin.